example are simple. Just I want to mention that the change of unit is very important. Probably in the exam, I will give you the ones that you need, but at least I expect you to know the basic units for power, for torque, for the rest. I will start with discharge because it asks what's the discharge. And discharge is equal to velocity multiplied by area, right? Do I have velocity? Yes, it says the rate of this. If I were you, I would say, okay, rate means discharge, and it's not velocity, but I always check the units. Unit says that foot per minute. That's the unit of velocity. So I have 1 foot, or let me write it like that. Foot per minute, which I really don't like it because I need second. So I will change it right now to foot per second. Multiplied by area. Look at here, it says that this pump is going to lower the store water by this rectangular. Means that you have 12 multiplied by 10. Which is equal to 2 cubic feet per second. If I want to change it, CFS means cubic feet per second, to gallon per minute, that's the unit. If I'm right, it's 449 gallon per minute divided by 1 CFS. So you have around 898 or something, which I'm going to round it up to 900. 900 of gallon per minute, or GPM, as you may heard. Okay, now I know what discharge do I need. Second, it asks for if the overall efficiency is this guy, find the appropriate pump. Okay, and okay, the motor power. So power, gamma QH, the one that I asked you to know. It says the stormwater, so it means that the material is water. And it didn't give me the gamma, so I'm going to continue with what I know. 62.3. That's the gamma. Discharge, I have discharge, and I will write it in CFS because the rest is same. And what do you use for your HP? 12, 10, or 20? Exactly the one that one of the online says 20. Why? Because it's the job of pump to overcome these 20. So you are going to fulfill a 20 feet head for them. If you calculate that, you will have 2,490 feet OB per second. Another change of unit. If you are going to change this guy to horsepower, which is famous one for power. 1 horsepower is equal to 550 feet LB per second, which gives you 4.3 horsepower. So the one that I show it in cloud are not the one that question asked me. I just show it to you to know how you can change the unit. So if you give me just this number, it means that you are done, or 2 is the correct. I just added these 2 in clods for you to know that what other units of that. The last part asks for the power in, right? If the overall efficiency is this guy, select the appropriate pump and motor power. So you need to know PI as well. Efficiency is PO divided by PI. I have efficiency, I have PO, so sorry, PI over PO. Input, output. You can use both, but change that one. So P of I, or I would say P of motor. All right. Here, yeah. Efficiency, P of I, P of motor. So I will change it to M again. No, I don't want you to be confused. So P of motor is equal to PI divided by E, if I'm right. Is it correct? I think. I don't think so. Something wrong here. One more time. Efficiency of motor or pump efficiency. Which one do I have? Pump efficiency or efficiency of motor? That's overall efficiency, right? So it's not motor one. So probably I should go for not the motor one because it didn't mention efficiency of motor. So I think efficiency of that one, I over O. That makes more sense to me. PI, PO multiplied by E. I think that's correct right now. So 0.75, 4.53, which gives you let me write it here one more time because it's longer. E, PI over PO. Sorry for that. So PI equal to E multiplied by PO. 0.75 multiplied by PO, which I have 4.53 horsepower. And I have another change of unit for you. If I ask how much kilowatt do I have, kilowatt is a famous one for power. It is equal to 1 point, this guy, horsepower. So you have 4.5 kilowatt. And I will erase this one. And let me show it in cloud again, because that's another change of unit, which is not necessary, but just to show you how you can change the units. That's 4. Sorry, the upline. I hope that you can read that one. One more thing. Check this number. This doesn't make sense. Is it correct? Check it for me. I think, yeah, it's correct. 0.75 multiplied by 4.5 divided by 1.34.
You should divide the 4.53 by 0.75.
Here, you mean that it should be divided to that? Efficiency is It makes sense to me, right? Because it should be out to in, right? Not in to out. And you are right, probably. So let's do this POIE, which means that for PI, I need to divide it by. Is it correct right now? And what's the final answer for that? I have 2.50 something, double check from online. Is it correct?
Please,
Sorry, the last line was confusing, but I think it's because of the solution that I have. It seems correct to me right now, but I will double check that as well. Johan says that this is the previous one. So double check this number again. What's your final for this one? Come on, give me the answer.
no,
4.5? Oh, okay, 4.5 or 4.48 as Royan says, right? Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that makes sense now. Let me double check the one that I have, and that's the reason that I get confused. I think it shouldn't go for P of motor. So maybe I make it better, corrected form, and then I will post that one for you. Yeah, that's correct here. Okay, so